Hello everybody, this is William Hall Auto Interiors. We're starting another video on the backrest. We finished the bottom yesterday, and go get it, Weston. We'll show it to this. A lot of people hadn't seen what we done yesterday, so it's just an update on what we're going to finish up today. Okay, so there's the bottom. We finished it up yesterday. Had a few wrinkles right in there. What we did was use an old pattern. That bottom had been recovered, and if I remember right, that seam right here, this seam. Hello, Brenda. This seam was here, if I can remember correct. And I don't remember it ever being here. And the way it was cut, like this and like this, that seam went right here. But we used the patterns that the other people had done, and we just tried to make do with them. It ain't a show truck or nothing like that, but that still don't matter. We always try to do it to look good. This right here is Nissan material. It won't make it run no better, because a Toyota, I think, could be a little bit better. Ain't that right, Wes? Yeah. There's the other material right there. It's real close to the pattern that it came with. Right side. Yeah. Okay, so there's the original. There's that. The lines are a little bit closer together. But we couldn't find this right here. And if you go to SMS, doggone, did I turn the volume? If you go to SMS, it's about 250 maybe a yard, and the original could cost a whole lot, even to find it. If you got it, we didn't have it. I thought we had it. We do have a lot of old stuff, but who knows? We just didn't have it. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to get down on this right here and start on it. It's got a little bit of foam work right here. Not bad, so that won't take much to fix right here. Wesley's going to stick that back there. You see that pattern? It's kind of bent up a little bit. So we'll straighten all that out. Always remember, try to straighten your patterns out if you know that they're bent. So we do know that was bent. This one right here, Wesley steamed it a little bit, laid it down. This is right here is my lines. If you look right here, I stuck this backrest over there to the seat, and that's where my lines were. I didn't go with the other lines that was on here. I just thought this right here didn't really look that good. And we are cutting it in two, and we're going to put a seam through here and through here. Just looks better. This right here is the board that goes in the backrest part of it right here, and we're just flattening out a couple of patterns. Heat them up sometimes and just make them lay down, just to try to get a little bit better pattern out of it. This board right here is broke, so I'm gonna fix it with some glue. And the headrest right here, that's pretty bad, so we're going to try to fix that. At least get this right here down where it can be covered. Who knows what happened? Somebody might have snatched on it. But at any rate, we do have the patterns. These are the original patterns right here that come with the truck, so that it's going to be easier to cover it instead of going by somebody else's patterns. So I'm going to stick y'all up here. I hear something bumping around out there. I think it's the neighbor's dog. He likes us. Sometimes the neighbor didn't when I cut the bushes. Okay. Here we go. I'll try to explain a little bit along the way. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna glue this right in here, and let it be sitting. That way I don't have to wait on it. So I'm just gonna like put the glue down in here, glue that foam back. I do want this up in here to lay down, and I'm gonna have to heat it up to make it do that. I want to get down in this hole. And I'm just gonna stick this over to the side for just a little bit. Let it dry. Okay. I may try to clean that edge right there off. And we got a different type of glue that we may stick that right there together with, but it does have a long ways to go from here all the way back. Anyway, we'll just stick that to the side. I'm gonna start cutting out some of these patterns. Show y'all how this is come along with. I don't want to take a long time fixing it. I explained yesterday that you can take if you're trying to learn how to do this work, you can take and mark it. A lot of people I see them marking along the edge. I tried to clean my ruler up just now. So that's 5.5. We'll go 5.5. We do this for a living, not just necessarily on a YouTube video. When you're drawing with chalk, you want to always make sure that you got it real sharp, so you can take your scissors and just trim it off like this till you get it sharp on the edge. Rest your hand on your fingers like this, and whenever you draw, all you do is drag your hand. And these fingers helps hold the material down a little bit. Okay, so that piece right there is drawn out. Always start in the center, so whenever we fold this back, we can get our center mark right here. This piece right here, we need the length on it. You can go back and check and make sure that if it was stretched, you can just check. So that's 14.5. $14.5. 14.5. It looks like that could have been stretched a little. But you always want that material not angled. You want it all straight. Just like that. These scissors you need a really sharp pair. You don't want to be taking all day long cutting it out. Ready to get halfway? Hold your pattern, make sure that it's all just right. You want your patterns. You know, you're dealing with patterns that's been on the seat since '95. So I mean, you want it just exactly right. So that's sometimes you might have to go back and make sure that you get them just right. So we're done with this piece. Well, basically done with it. Put your center mark on it. All right, here's this piece. I'm gonna take this. So we're done with this. It did have a little sleeve that the cardboard went into, which is this right here. All I did was wet it with the steamer. It was kind of warped up pretty bad, so once it's steamed down, it's good now once it's steamed down. You can tell right here where it was broke. Hand me that glue, Wes. We'll glue this right here on back. Let that soak in just a second. That is a instant dry. Get it on that side. Stick your fingers to it. All right, so that's good. We need to cut out the. Sometimes when I'm cutting on this material, I do like to once I'm cutting on it, I just want to cut out several pieces. Like we know that the backrest, the back of the backrest is vinyl, so we're going to. It didn't have no.
It had a bead. No.
Have any foam on? No.
No, the sides nor the back had any.
Okay, hand me that backrest and the sides.
And we got to run
That
some.
looks like a little pocket for some unknown reason. I don't really know why that was on there, but as you see, it's there. We're going, and I don't know why they cut that, because it lays down pretty flat, but we'll fix it back like it was. All right, I'm gonna come right here. Move this on down.
You need to flip that over where you can see it on the back, where you, or can you see the marker?
Yeah, I can see it. Here we go. So we got that piece. That marker right here really went to the middle. Okay. All right, so we got this side. That's my gray marker right there, ain't it? We go through markers. We should throw them away, but sometimes we can't find them. Can we, Weston? We're just having to look. They're right in front of you. All right, so we'll take this piece. We got any short pieces over there, Weston?
Not big enough to do that.
We got this piece and a little pocket. So I'm gonna come right here, mark my marks. Hold the phone. Come back here, mark my marks. Didn't allow enough. This had a pocket on there for some unknown reason. I just don't know why. But we can trace one out. Damn, have we got another marker? Every one of my markers is going out.
That's the only ones we got left.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Okay. So that's our pieces right here. Now I'm going to get this piece. That goes on that center armrest part. Yeah, I do have some China markers back there. Don't they? Ain't they kind of hard to get off sometimes?
Yeah, that grease marker. Sometimes we can get them off. Some companies it doesn't come off.
I got a whole bunch of them. Okay, so we got this little piece right here. It's just traced out. If you can look at the pattern's in pretty doggone good shape. I mean, it might have a little couple of scrunches on it, but I mean, other than that, it's in pretty decent shape. So we're going to use that. I'm going to cut these out. If you do upholstery work and you're trying to learn how to do upholstery work, I mean, if you see something, just ask the question. But this is how we do it in here. I mean, all you're going to do is just trace the patterns out and then just sew it up. I mean, there is some technique sometimes in sewing certain things up if you got to push and sew or pull and sew.
It ain't as easy as he makes it look.
It ain't as hard as some people say it is. I can't see that good on here. I probably should have used some type of a lighter marker. I do have some blue, not blue, but what is it, Wesley? Yellow.
Yeah, the grease pencils.
And you can use grease pencils and stuff like that. They work pretty good. I don't care too much for this material. It's old school stuff. They don't even hardly make it that much anymore. But it was used for boxings and stuff like that. We did take the seat frame outside, put some stuff on it, cleaned it up, washed it, tried to make it a little bit cleaner, because whenever we start sticking all this stuff together, we don't want it to be dirty and get some grease on it or chew it or whatever. It could have been some what was it, some Coca-Cola stains.
It's just
Be surprised.
dirt, grime.
And it can be before the person that's got it gets it.
Could be soda, coffee, anything spilled in it.
This I'm gonna see if it's stretched. You know, you want to find out if it's drawed up or shrunk or stretched or something like that. You want to find out if that piece was really straight and then it got pulled and molded that way. from it being put on the seat back in '95, and I'm thinking that it's not that as bad as it looks, because this line right here is pretty straight right here with the ruler. It's pretty, it ain't bad off. I mean, it's some, but I mean, it ain't that bad off. And this right here could be a little bit of the contour at the bottom of the seat. So I'm thinking that it was actually cut that way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna trace it back about like it is. I'm gonna tell you, Wesley. Let me go get I got to get something else to write with. It's just. I got some black ones back here. I've got some yellow ones over there.
Yeah, they should be right there where you're at. They're on the other end of the chart.
All right. Or are they over yonder?
All the ones I knew of were right here.
Let me look over here. All right, just bear with us. We're looking for something. Here they are. Here they are. I think. All these are black. I know I got yellow ones. I guess I can draw it with chalk. But I know I had yellow ones.
I thought they were all back there with glasses.
Yeah. I don't see it, but I know I had a whole bunch of them. Yeah.
The only ones I knew were right here, and I thought they were yellow and black on there.
Yeah. That's one reason why I usually
That's why I was asking if you needed to flip it over to the white side.
yeah. That's one reason why I usually buy boxes and boxes of the same thing. Just so whenever we start to use something, we always got an extra box. Okay, we'll do something different. A lot of times I'll walk in and say, hey, they say, how much do you need? And I say, just give me 10 boxes. And they say, 10 boxes? I say, yeah. Because sometimes whenever we're looking for something, we can't ever find it. That way, there'll be a box laying around
If we're
somewhere.
lucky.
Okay. If we're lucky.
Usually they're covered up.
It's always right in front of you. Okay, we got it. Anyway. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to take it up. Okay, so there's this piece. This goes on the front side of the at the bottom. Takes a little channel, like a J channel, and it locks together. Like right there. You see Wesley's got it on there. So we'll take this piece. It only went on. It only flipped over just a little bit, so. I know y'all can't see these lines on here, but it's a faint line. I can see it, so I have no idea where my yellow China markers are. I really should have about 10 boxes of white ones. I'm gonna start by using them. All right, so we have this piece cut out, just like that. That's the backrest part of our seat. This part right here has a J channel on it. It locks in right here and locks together. We'll sew all that plastic on there. And this piece and this piece, I'm gonna go ahead and sew these right here up, and where we can have all that go together. I think it's this part. Wesley's done got me a hole puncher right here. Alright, so that must be the way it goes and rolls over the edge. So he's got all my pieces right here. Always take your pieces like this right here to the sewing machine with you, where you can tell where they go. I didn't draw no lines or nothing on them, but this is basically where they go. Was that sewed on there too, Wesley?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I need that.
Okay, so we got all these pieces here. We'll go over there and just sew this stuff together real quick.
It made like a pocket, and I can show you because I marked them on the old ones how the pocket comes.
Okay, so Wesley marked it so I can see where I'm at. Okay, you see them little marks right here where he marked it for me? He didn't want me to be just totally blind on it, so he marked these pieces right here and right here and right here. You can go back and transfer it on your piece. If you're gonna sew all this together, you can transfer it.
You want to put it back together?
I see it. Okay, so this is the way it went. It went just like this. This right here folded down, just like this right here. Just like that. That's the way it was. There's his two little marks right here. If you can see that. Can they see that? You see where he marked it with these two little marks right here?
I don't know if I can,
He marked it right here,
I can't see it.
and he marked it right here. You can't tell?
Well, I can't get the thing over there to you. It's on the tripod, and
Okay.
once I get it so far, I can't see what.
Okay. All right. Well, you can tell this right here went right here. Didn't I put 2 holes in there?
No, you
I'm
didn't.
gonna take and punch a couple of holes in here, because when I done that, when I marked it off the I think it had some little push-in tabs that went in there. That's what it was.
No, it's got 2 bolts go through it and 2 push-ins hold it in.
Is that right?
The bolts hold the metal bracket that hold the armrest on that slides into the frame. But it does have the 2 smaller holes are the push-ins.
Uh-huh.
But the bigger ones are where the metal bracket for the armrest actually bolts to the frame.
So I'm thinking that.
And that just slid in there.
Yeah, I can tell right here where it was sewed together. So this was sewed on here like this. Like this.
No, it's got to match the other holes down there.
Like, yeah, it was sewed on like this.
Should match the big
Right.
holes. Flip that back over. Where's this made a pocket and went around. There's my lineup for 2.
Uh-huh.
And then that was in there like
Yeah,
that.
just like that.
And it kind of, and this went over the back.
Yeah, it went over it like that.
Yeah.
And it was just a pocket,
Yeah,
just like
just-
that. And what I was doing was figuring out the way that it had to be sewed on. And it was like this.
But the 2 big holes should.
They went just like that right there.
Okay.
Okay.
I thought.
It went just like that. Just like that. I mean, you can mark them. Sometimes if you don't mark it, you kind of get lost on it. I wore a little finger pair of scissors for years and just got tired of walking out the shop with them. I mean, sometimes you'd be all the way in town and you look down and you had that on your finger. All right, now this piece right here, what happened was it went like, and then it went like this. This piece just slid in here like so, just like that. This piece goes down into a piece in the back of the seat to hold it in.
It actually goes up.
Oh, okay. It goes up just like that. I didn't take it apart with it, but anyway, it goes up just like that. A couple of bolts goes in here.
Push ins goes there.
Push ins goes in here. And this piece sews around this. And I'm fitting to put it on now. Goes to the back side, right here. And this right here sews to the front side or or the opening of the cover. Always get your center. We're going to come right in here, get the center. Back side right here. You can start in the center and sew around this way and then turn it back over and sew around that way. But I've always just sewed it all at one time. Always check and make sure that your lineup mark is going to line up right in the center. That is very important that you keep it centered. If you don't, by the time you get back around to this side, it can either come up too short or either it can come up too long, according to how you sewed it on. All right, just like that. That's the way it goes in, just like that. I got my center mark right here. This will sew onto the cover. Once I start sewing all the cover up, all that'll sew on. So we're finished with this part. Like I said, this right here goes in here. It's not as complicated as it looks. So we got these pieces here. I always try to sew as I go. Sew this stuff this way or that way, and then it just kind of puts it together as a puzzle. So we got this. This is the original is some really thick material. I sewed these little edges right here. That one ain't it. Well, that might be it. All right, so that's this piece, just like that. We'll take this piece, sew this little pocket on there. I don't know why. I really don't know why they wanted that pocket on there from the factory, but we'll find out if it. I got this piece right here almost done. I need to sew a little flap over. What is it? Telemarketer?
Probably. Queen comes out of here.
Okay. This piece are done. So now we got both of the sides on each side done. All I really got to do now is sew the lines in the backrest, fix the foam, fix the headrest. Maybe that glue is ready for the headrest. I'll turn you around. Let's see what it does. All right. All right. Might have waited a little too long, but I'm gonna put just a little bit on there just to loosen it to where to stick. We're gonna heat it up. A lot of times when something like this cracks, comes loose, it will shrink. So it shrinks up. A lot of times these dashes, whenever they come off, they come loose, shrink. And I got to heat it up, try to stretch it back. Good and hot. So let's see here. We're going to attempt to try to push it back. Close it up. You know, with a split in the front of it, it's going to have to be covered. So
I got a paper towel if you need one. Yeah, right here. If that's what you're looking for.
Got me covered. Yeah, he knew what I was looking for. I'm gonna try to get that glue off of the outside for right now. being as it's going to be covered. I mean, I just want it all together. All right, Wesley, you got my glue?
Give me just a second.
I'm gonna put this glue in this crack, and I can tell that it's stretched pretty good. So, damn.
Did it dry up already? You wiped it off a while ago.
We got a pen. There's a piece of wire.
Right.
Get that off. Okay. We don't want much to come out of here. Let me get the tip.
Look in the next drawer.
Here they are.
I can say that's the last place I saw them was that toolbox.
Yeah. So we'll take a tip and just put it over here like that. And attempt to try to put some of this back together, even though that looks like it's kind of down in there a little bit. I'll hold it in place and let Wesley spray it. Hold on. All right. Okay.
Did it glue your finger?
It didn't glue much of nothing. I think the foam is like kind of blowed out in there a little bit. Some of the foam might be out, not holding it out. Yeah, see right in here where it's like missing. It ain't got nothing to hold it out. So we're gonna stick something in there to help it. A little piece of Dacron might do it. Okay, Wes. Okay. We can go back over it. and we can, once we weld this up with that glue and put it kind of back in the same perspective as it was, I mean, it says some pieces missing in here, so we got to fill it with something. You know, you can't, these are injected headrests. You can't do a whole lot to them but redo them. Who was that?
I think it's Riley.
And then once I get it glued, I'll sand that right there down. There you go. A little bit too pointy. Touch it. We got to come around here where it's busted right in here. I'm sorry it takes so long, y'all. Sometimes it's just a drawn out procedure. Okay. It's just a drawn out procedure. It's just that bad sometimes. We're gonna come right in here a little bit. Put me another squirt on it. And this little hole right here in the center, that's where they injected it. They slid this bar in here, injected this with foam, let it sit, and voila, they made a headrest. That really needs cleaning off, honestly. That glue.
You break stuff's behind you over.
Okay, we're gonna take and put this right here back together, right here. Damn, when that's activated with that activator, it just gets hot. I can feel it on my hand. Come right here. Go ahead. This will gladly stick your fingers. You ain't got to worry. It'll do it. To me, this is out of place. You see, there's where the hole is. There's where the hole is. And it looks to me like I need to move it. Come on. Hey, you got me something? Got me a screwdriver. Okay. There's the actual position right there of it. Okay. Right here. Don't put your glue close to that spray. Just the vapors of it will dry your spray. Okay. Undoubtedly, what happened was somebody pulled on it. I'm just gonna put some on there. I'll grind it down a little bit. Maybe a little sandpaper. After I wipe over it. Where's it? All right, so there it is. It's back together. I mean, it ain't no showpiece, but at least it is back together. It's all glued back together. Didn't take too long to do it. I mean, and what we'll do is we'll come right in here, sew some Velcro on. I can't really shrink this headrest down because of what it is. I mean, it's covered. So to shrink it down and actually put it in a cover ain't going to be nothing easy. So what I would try to do is just make one that kind of like slips over it, like these Carhartt stuff that you see, these slip over covers. Slip something like that over it and just make it look as good as you can. Okay, stick that over there. One more piece of the puzzle's done. Maybe we won't need no more glue. Sometimes we glue several things together. There you go. What you got to cut with?
I was trying to cut you out some stuff for.
So some wet cord.
Yeah, but that's too wide. That's 2 inches. Okay. I think you need to use the smaller thing that I need to mark it smaller.
What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cut this out.
But that is a straight line at the bottom. I used a straight edge on it.
So he's got me a straight line. There's some scrap if we need it.
We do need it.
You can normally look at that line right there and tell where that 1/2 inch is. So I'm just going to go a 1/2 inch on the other side.
We don't need but one.
Is that all?
Mm-hmm. Because I had another little piece we could use for the 6 inches that it's short.
So we actually had it. All right, so we got all our welt cord cut.
the piece you threw over there. I need these two cut out of it.
We don't have scrap. We just have short pieces. Thanks to Sally Ross. She taught me that. Didn't you, Wes?
Mm-hmm.
Bless her soul.
Here you go. That one's semi-flat compared to that other one that's all.
Oh, it is, man. That's a little different, ain't it?
I would assume both of them's the same, but I don't know that without taking the other one completely off the.
They're not. They're a little different.
Let me cut this one off.
All right, so we got that. Yeah, I think I got that one.
Oh, okay.
Right here. We got this one. Got this one. Okay. Well, we got about 4 people watching, Wesley. We got 3 people watching. Maybe, but if you teach one person that wants to learn, that's good. If you want to learn. This is the
Armrest.
Yeah.
Fold down armrest.
That's the fold down armrest. I'm gonna put these with over here. Okay. You have to go up the roll as bad as that is, because if you went sideways, the lines is gonna look wrong, and I know, that's bad. Ain't it, Wesley? Wastes a lot of material. What's going on down there with my dog? All right, here we go. Get my chalk a little sharp. Okay. This armrest right here is like, let me show you. Hand here, Wes. You see? That's really mashed down. That's got enough sweat, grease,
grime.
dirt. That
Could be soda, drink, anything spilt through that cover.
Yeah. That would put you in the hospital if that got in a cut. Wouldn't it, Wes?
Very possible.
Shit, it would. There ain't no penicillin strong enough to save you from that. Same thing with that armrest right there. You know, I got one good side, and then I got one side that was kind of messed up on this side. So, what am I going to do? I'm going to take this armrest right here and create a pattern out of it. I'm going to fold it just like this right here. Just going to fold it. sharpen this right here again. I mean, you just want to cut it once and get your pattern. So we got our pattern for this. These right here. Go this way. If you look, part of these patterns sometimes will be folded back up under, so you just got to allow for it. Come right in here. One. I'm going to say they are just alike. So I'm going to use this one. Because that one looks like a better pattern than that one. Don't it, Wes?
Yes.
Or block. So that's a good pattern right here. It's gonna come right here, get me another one.
Chalks over.
So here's our pieces, right and left. Where did that go, Wes?
I went on the armrest there with you. I had to find my marks.
Okay, so I know where that goes. That is actually fixed to where you can reach up there and pull that armrest down. So what we'll do is just come right here, cut out another one, and I'll just sew that up. And it goes actually on top of the armrest, where whenever the armrest is up in there, it gives you something to hold on to, pull it down. Okay. Man, that's what, 40 years old?
Well, I got one right here.
One? Okay, Wesley done got me one. How about that? Okay, we're gonna come over here. I'm gonna sew this right here up. You could take a piece of strap and go across here, put it inside this. If you wanted to. Alright, so there's our strap. It's going to go right across the top of that armrest, just like that. You see it, Wes? Okay. That just goes, it's a little something to grab. Wesley put me a few marks on here. I can look at it and tell right there, I believe.
No.
Where he had it.
Those two wide ones
Uh-huh.
might have been where the strap was.
Right, not right here.
Like it must be the other two up top then, because I tried to mark the strap while it was on there.
Well, I see the double marks over there.
Okay.
So you got the single marks right here. So that's basically the way it goes, just like that. And that's the wide end down there. So the way he had it was just like this. And it didn't have no bead or nothing in it. It was just sewed. Okay, so that's the way it was, just like that. And then they had a zipper put in here, boom, just like that. And that zipper, you see it right here. That zipper was just to close up. That's all it was. I mean, it wasn't. And I cut these out just alike. I measured this piece, so if I turn it around just like this, nothing against a bunch of marks. Wesley did put a bunch of marks on there for me. So I appreciate that, you know, and most of the time I tell him to mark it, because some of the stuff we get out here is complicated and you need a mark. But this right here is pretty simple, and really you don't need a lot of marks. You might, if you're beginning, you might need some marks, but it's not a complicated piece. All right, I got to explain something to you. When I was sewing, you see how that don't come up just right? I'm a 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch from it being right. So I'm gonna explain to you how to make it right, and it's from me. You know, I let the sewing machine gather it, and the sewing machine will gather it. So just cut about every 5 or so, then you can just do it like that. But I'm gonna, whenever I sew it back, you'll see it's gonna come up just right. I don't have to take it all the way back and loose. Just part of the way. So I'm just gonna go back to here. I'm gonna pull these stitches out. All my threads. I don't want none of them left in there. I might have mentioned it a while ago about, you know, that's a big deal, that 1/2 inch. A 1/2 inch can be a big deal. And you see a lot of the black part on here wasn't right here. And I didn't even pay it no attention. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna come right here. And as I go along, I'm pulling it lightly, just like that. I'm not letting the sewing machine gather it. You can come down here and check it before you get to the end. Might not be a bad idea. All right, and you see, it's all the way to the end. Can you see it with? All the way. So that sewing machine, that top foot sometimes will gather that material right there if it's thin like this. It was a little thicker on this side. Right there, I should have cut that off, but shoulda, coulda, woulda. You know how it is. All right, so I'm gonna come right in here. And I'm gonna sew that zipper. Just like that. I'm gonna leave it a little long right here because I want to stick it back up into that armrest so it won't be seen. I know y'all can't really see that, but I'll show it to you after it's sewed. Okay, I got that zipper sewed right there. I'm gonna cut it off. I don't need that much, but to keep the keep it from ever being going up in there too far, I'm just gonna take this right here. I'm gonna fold it around like that, and I'm gonna tack it. Just like that. That way the slide won't come off of it. If you want to know what the slide is, that's the slide. It unzips it and zips it. Okay. I'm gonna come right in here. I'm gonna go right straight across from where I cut that hole. And I'm sewing this zipper in. Pretty easy. You don't have to sweat it too bad. Zipper, Velcro. Velcro works pretty good. Me and Wesley gonna have to show you how to fix that armrest right there. It's terrible, ain't it, Wesley?
It's well used.
Yeah. So we're gonna unzip it like this. Sometimes people they'll open it, try to sew it, but I ain't never had too much luck getting it all lined back up. You get that zipper cockeyed in there, and that joker won't do no kind of way. That's a locking zipper too, so that's good. Okay, we're gonna take it like this. Turn it inside out. If this armrest ain't straight, it will cock like that. It will look really, really bad.
It'll twist on you.
Yeah, you'll have to take it back apart. That ain't just right. Okay, so now we'll put that armrest right here on after we fix this part right here.
You want to sew that other piece on? The handle?
This piece? Exactly where was it sewed there, Wesley? Wasn't it in the front?
Because that's when it's closed up in there. And the thing would be here to pull it down.
Yeah.
See my two little marks?
Uh-huh. All right. So what I got to do is to sew this in. I got to come right here and take this out. Yeah, it's up near the top. And then when you open that up, see, it we're gonna come right here, fold that over.
As you can tell, that's where your arm is. And you
Yeah.
fold it down.
All right, so we're gonna come right here. I'm gonna take a few stitches out. Hey, it like got left off, didn't it? But lining it up with that little ink mark that I put on there. I'll come right here. Line it up right here with my little ink mark. I made it a little long, so I'm gonna just snip that off. And now we got our full strap. So when he ever wants to let that down, he can reach right there and just pull it down. It ain't real visible to see because the lines and stuff are all lined up with the lines that's on there. By accident. It could have not been lined up. No, I meant to do it. I meant to do it. All right, the armrest looked pretty bad, so we're gonna take all that. I might give it to the guy. That way he can have something hanging on the wall in his shop. Oh God, look at that. That's horrible. Let's come back here, Wesley. I'm just gonna take the saw. Hopefully not hit no metal.
And I'll try not to make you dizzy chasing him.
You can tell all that has really like wanted to come apart. And that right there is pretty bad. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a piece of this right here. How thick is that, Wesley? About 2 inches. You hear something?
All I hear is your dog barking down there.
Make sure that's right.
Or them birds up there.
That's right. Might have blowing home.
Yeah.
Okay. Wesley, set the camera up. Sometimes we get people out here that blow the horn every now and then. All right, we're going to take and glue this right here on, just like that. I trim off the sides. Yeah, I'll trim off the sides. Once I find my glue gun. Might have to go get my glue gun. We was putting a convertible top. Wait, I see it. We got another building next door. Sometimes we're back and forth. If you look at this, you can tell that that's kind of bulged out right here. It's like coming apart in here. What's happening, Wes?
Your dog's barking at cats. And the beeping of the horn must have been FedEx dropping off our convertible top out here in the front.
Are you serious?
It's in the he laid it right by the building door right there. It's in the building. Yeah.
Hey, ain't that something?
At least it wasn't raining.
I'm telling you.
Because they don't care. They'll drop it anywhere.
They will. They will drop it in the driveway and walk off. This is like that old carpet pad. Y'all know what I'm talking about? The old timey carpet That might still make it. I don't know, but it's like that.
It's similar to what golf cart seats are made out
Yeah,
of.
particle foam, the cheapest thing that they can put on there. That's what it's made out of, ain't it, Wes? So I'm gonna try to hold that together. I'm gonna come right in here, just like that. First thing we got to do is just get it to the same width as what was there. And there we go. We got it at the same width. I'm going to take it back to my bandsaw after I put this on there. Shit.
Markers are down yonder.
Might make it a little bit, try to make it a little bit bigger, but it don't need to be too much bigger because the cover's made for it. Okay, there's our piece. I'm just gonna take it back there, cut right around it, get it good and level. I can't believe you just dropped this stuff off like that.
You mean that actually surprises you? We've been dealing with that for months.
They put our packages in the back of customers' vehicles. Customers drive off. They put them at the front door, out by the driveway. I don't know where they worked at before. All right, here we go. To put this on, sometimes it will like catch on this right here. So it's if you got any plastic, like some saran wrap or something like that, you can wrap it up and it makes the armrest slide on a whole lot better. All right, so there we go. I could probably vacuum this down and just slide it right in there easy. All right, so it goes like this. come right here. Turn that back around like that. There we go. That's what it looks like. When it's up into the seat, that gives you something to grab to, and you just pull it down. So that's the and then we're gonna take this right here. I may have to take that bolt out. But I'm gonna take that right there, take a screwdriver, and just stick it. If I can take a screwdriver and just stick it back up in there. Like that. All right, and that's the way it goes. You just stick it back into the armrest. Put your screws back in there to keep up with it. Okay, so there it is. You just pull it, let it down, slide it back up in there. It's curved like that right there, so it'll go back up in there easily. And this much of it's done. All right, so next.
Just put it in that box there.
Put it in there. Next is this. Is the backrest. This piece.
I'll put it.
That's the outside edge because I cut that piece and added to it. This was a wide piece of material. All right, we got it right there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this edge off right here, about I'll make about 7 inches. 6 inches. So I'm gonna cut a strip right here, 6 inches. I'm gonna come over here, and I think I made it like 13.
Well, you marked it at the bottom.
Yeah, I did. I marked it on here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm talking about after I sew all that together. So I'm cutting a piece here 6 inches. I'm thinking when I sewed that together, it was
13, I think.
I think it was about 13. We're gonna make it 13 1/4 because I can trim it down. And this side right here.
12, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. It was 12. that's why we done the
seat bottom.
yeah, on the seat bottom. Because we cut it apart. We didn't make the seat cover exactly the same as the factory right there. We'll take this. I marked it on the bottom down here so I know where they line up on the seat bottom to the backrest. All right. This is the main one right here, the 1 inch. That's where we're at. So I need to come up there 6 inches, and then 1 inch. Come over here 2 inches, and then 1 inch. 2 inches and 1 inch. Two inches, 1 inch, 2 inches, 1 inch. Okay. So I'll draw my little lines on here. Okay. All right, let's sew this up. We'll come over here. We'll sew that right there up. We already got the backrest cut. Let's wind them down to the nitty gritty. Let me check that. I don't want to run out in the middle. Nope, ain't nearby. Just line it up. Watch the end of that foot right there, that walking foot. And it's easy to keep it right on the line. One thing I usually do is I check this and make sure that it's just right. You know, it draws it up just a little bit, not a whole lot, just a little bit. All right, right there. All I need is that 1/2 inch. You see my lines is lined up? There's my line marks right there. That's where they were on the seat. This right here, all I need is really about a 1/2 inch. I don't need it all the way over to there. So I'm gonna come right here and I'm gonna mark it right here. I'm gonna mark it right here. So I'm gonna take that much off of it. Yep, that's right. So I'm just gonna take this much off. I usually sew around. All right, so that's a 1/2 inch right there. Maybe just a tad more, but come right here on this side. All right, that's where we're gonna cut it. That'll make us just right whenever we put this on. How long we been on here, Wes?
It's gonna be 2 hours.
Ooh, Wesley said it's gonna take 2 hours. See my backrest? Is this it? Okay.
Yeah.
It does have one anchor right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come right here. You see I left it a little long right here. That gives me enough slack to come right here and mark it. Make sure I got it in the right spot. I usually measure it, find out. All right, so that's 14 1/4. This is 14 1/2. So we're gonna come back and we're gonna make it 14 1/4. Then I'll take and sew a piece of listing on here to anchor this seat down. That's the only anchor it's got on. After I draw a line. After. You got to keep it straight. All right, so this is the way they had it. Just gonna even it in between. When you're doing 2 seats, really it don't take a whole lot longer to do 2 seats as it does to do 1. But his passenger seat is not the same. It's just a regular bucket seat.
It's 60/40, ain't it?
Yeah, that's the that one right there has the armrest and it's got the center part with it. So here we go. Here I was gonna cut that right there off, but I'm just gonna wait and cut it off whenever I sew this on. That way I ain't got to cut it one time. Okay, so we got this piece right here on. That's gonna be the center part of the backrest. It's gonna come up and like that. We just got to cut the pattern out of it. Here's this side. We made it a little long, that way we can put the pattern on top of it, trace right around it. Normally I sew around all these right here, but I'm just going to pinch it right here. Okay, so now we'll cut this right here out, just like that. I'll sew some listing. Might even go ahead and sew it. I don't know exactly how much we need.
You need one full and about 10 inches on another one.
Yeah.
Or that's how big the one that come off of it was.
That's what we'll do. Whenever you put your welt cord in, you just want it tight. That is a cordon foot, so just like that. It's not very wide, like this, so you can fold it over. You can go as slow as you want to. Whatever you feel comfortable with, going slow. Sometimes. Cut me another piece of this. Never mind. All we need is 10 inches. Okay. I'm gonna take this piece, start over and do the long one. You can go slow, or either you can go whatever you're comfortable with, going fast or slow. I bit into the welt cord. That is that's a bad mistake. You don't want to do that. This is cut a little bit thinner than what we normally cut it would make it probably about.
Maybe we should have just used the 2 inches like I had it marked.
Yeah, like the inch and well, that's a little bit too thick. But. This one might be able to need a little bit longer, Wesley, because it is a backrest. It goes up a pretty good bit.
Well, I was measuring the piece that come off of it.
Oh, doggone.
So that's what come off of it.
Yeah. I used to buy a lot of original welt, but nowadays seats don't have a lot of original welt on it. All right, so this. Got my stone over there, my rock, Wesley, where I sharpen my knife up. Oh, there it is, up under that raggedy piece of foam down there.
You can lay that up there and make sure.
Make sure I got it just right.
Well, make sure it's long enough.
So I cut this right here. I'm gonna try to cut it at an angle like this. Like that. That way when I put that sharp edge on it, like that, and I fold it real tight, it's not going to be seen very easily. I'm gonna come back here. I got it sewed on the bottom so I can pull it real tight. basically said he measured it, so we're gonna cut it off right there. He said that's about all we need.
Let's hope that's right.
We hope that's right. Okay, got me some cord. It looks like it's long enough. We're gonna cut this piece right here out. We're gonna come right over here, gonna line it up. Just like that. Right. That hole right there makes it a little harder to make it just exactly right. But we can do it.
The chart's out there if you want it.
The dog is out there saying, "You tardy with the gravy train."
And he's barking at them cats. I think the cats are playing in the trash.
Are they?
They're down there doing something. 2 black ones. I saw them run off when I went to get the thing a while ago. The top.
Yeah. Make sure you pull that all the way. It makes it to where it ain't gonna be too short when you go to put this on, because that could be a big issue. Okay. All right, so there we go. I'm gonna sew around this right here and try to make it a little bit easier to. Might not make it no easier, but sometimes just to sew around it and have an edge. Sometimes one of your strands right there break. Need to rethread the needle. glasses. I pack up all the way too much. Dr. Wesley. Why are you always going around? You see that little black dot on there? Give me some something to get that off with. We got that brake fluid over there in that other building. That brake cleaner.
There's no more in this can.
I don't think so. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. I hope everybody has a good, safe Thanksgiving.
Try that before that dries. And I'm going to get the other can.
All right, that's where it goes.
Did you get it off?
He got it off. What am I looking for with the backrest? Right there. And there's the, got the plastic strip. All right, there's the backrest right here. These pieces right here.
That's the bottom right there.
Huh.
Where your hands is.
Yeah. Yeah. So this right here has a strip. I got to sew this across here. It also has a right out on the bottom. It had a little J channel that hooked right here, so I got to sew it on.
Nope, that went to the other one. The smaller one went to that.
This right here had to go like this. I'm gonna say. All right, and that right there is the J channel. It hooks right over in here.
Wrong one.
Huh?
Wrong one. The big one goes there.
You told me.
I know. I looked at it wrong. I thought you were sewing the other piece.
On the backrest?
Yeah.
All right. Wesley said I sewed this piece on.
I told him wrong.
Okay.
I was looking at it wrong.
Here we go. It ain't no biggie. We do it the same way. Come right in here, skip about 5-6 stitches. Come in here, skip, 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 skip.
I'll pick it.
Wesley said he'll pick it out. I think I already got it. But anyway, that's the way you pull some stitches out, in case you have to. Hand me my glue pot, Wesley. It goes like this. That points up. It can't catch if it points down, but it points up. How do I know? It just does. I know it can't catch the other way. Okay, we got that. I'm just gonna take it and do it like this right here. I just don't want it to move. I want to keep it in line. There we go. There you go, Bess. I'm gonna let that sit for just a minute. I'll even wipe some of it off so it don't have as much to dry. That piece right here is already working pretty quick. I gotta sew this while that's drying. I'm gonna take this piece right here. That's the piece Wesley thought that I was sewing right here. Going like this. This piece went on there like.
Isn't there a black mark?
Uh-huh.
That's where it started and stopped.
Yeah. I'm thinking that's the way it went on, just like that right there. Sometimes these opposites can give you a little bit of a sometimes they just, you start looking at all these opposites and the way it goes and the way it hooks on but that's the way it goes. Just like that. Got to have it a little bit closer. It gets dark so early now. Okay. I'll turn it back around where I can get real close. I know it's double sewing, but it won't hurt it. It'll be double sewed. So that piece right there is on. When it's on the front seat, it'll go over on that part that's catching, that's going up. Remember I showed you it's going up right there? That right there is going to catch. And that's the way it locks and closes the seat. So this piece goes on the front of that piece. But before we can put this on, I got to sew that armrest pocket in there. We'll take this. I'm going to stick it on just like.
Maybe it's correct this time.
Oh, it'll be right. Just like that. Well, wait. I'll sew it on just like. I want to get it close to that edge. Pocket just like that. Okay, just like that. I already got it, so I'll go ahead and sew this on. So this rolls up. If I had a 40-inch sewing machine, long arm, I wouldn't have to do that. I wouldn't have to roll it. All right. There the piece is. So I'll take this. Take my little packs right here. My little boxing sides right there. Sew these on. You see, it made it right at the end. Come over to this side. Come right there. There you go, right at the end. That's where you want it to line up at. So patterns is pretty good. I'm gonna have to sew some wet cord around that boxing. I mean, not around the boxing, but around the. Some people do it around the boxing first. I always sew it around the insert first.
Where did these go?
We put them on.
Oh, okay.
Oh, them pieces right there?
Mm-hmm.
They go on the wet board. Right there where it turns under. Yeah, right in there.
It's up on the dog bone there. If you're looking for the pocket.
Yeah. Not bad. I'm looking for my wet cord. Here it is. There's my little piece of welt. This right here. It goes just like this. Just to go around the curve, just give it some relief cuts right there so it'll lay down. Get over here, more relief cuts. The original welt's already got some little old notches in it, so you can go right on around the curve real easy like. My little piece.
It's got to be up under.
Right there. So this piece does go across here. So I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna sew this piece right here in first. You see it over there anywhere?
Pocket right there.
All right, here's my pocket. This piece, I'm putting this piece. Let me pull that loose. Okay. I'm gonna sew this pocket in here. So I'm gonna come right here, find halfway. That's half where that center mark is. What you do is you line that up just like this. I know it looks like I'm going backwards, but it turns and goes back in like this. Come over here. This is the way I do it. You can start in the middle and go that way. Turn it over and go that way. I just ain't never been as good as doing that. Once you've been doing something about 45 years or so, you just kind of see it in the way you do it. I wouldn't be saying that your way would be wrong. Which way did you say that went, Wesley?
You got it right. The bolts are at the bottom, and the tab goes up to the top of the seat.
Okay. So here we go. Just like this. All right, so that did line up right in the center. I know it looks like I'm wadding it up. I am, but it's necessary to get to the point that you got to be at. I'm gonna come down here and check it. All right, so according to that right there, that's lined up pretty close right there. I'm gonna have to come across here. That goes down in there, like Wesley said, it goes. So we're gonna come right here. I'm gonna start right here on the edge. I'm gonna fold this right here down. That's gonna turn just like that.
That ain't where these.
They do go in there, but I mean it goes on this side.
Okay.
Wesley keeping me straight. Yep. All right. Wesley done asked me about them pieces, but they go on after I sew this part right here on. They go on after, because that part goes under this part. That part goes under that lip right here. That finishes it out. I'm gonna show you what we saw, man. Once we get to that point. All right, this is the backrest. I'm gonna put me a center notch right here. We got any battery left, Wesley?
It doesn't tell me anything about battery.
Okay.
It's just 2 hours and 33 minutes in.
There my notch is. Hey y'all, it takes a while to do this. I mean, this ain't something that just happens overnight. So if somebody's fixing your car, you know that they probably got some time in it, because I ain't stopped. All right, so we're gonna start right here. Go right on around the edge. You don't have to do it this way. A lot of people don't sew the same. I know that for a fact. Everybody does things a little different. I've seen one guy on YouTube. He was talented. He impressed me. I think he was from Australia. He wasn't from the U.S., but I'm telling you, some of the stuff I watched him do was really, really good. I went past my mark. You see it right there? There's the V right here. See that, Wes?
Yeah.
All right, there's the V right here. There's my V.
Yeah, now they can see it.
You see it? There's the V. That's the center. This is the center of my backrest cover right here. So you got to have it that close. If you're over here, a half inch, by the time you get around here, you're going to be an inch off. So if you're a quarter of an inch off, when you get around here, you could be a half inch off. So that really needs to be in the center right there. I mean, when you're doing something that's supposed to be just exactly right and you're trying to make it fit just right, it needs to be just that close. Wesley was asking me where them little pieces went. Where they at, Wesley? Right there?
I don't,
Here they are.
That's, yeah.
Wesley was asking me where these pieces went. And I'm thinking this piece right here might have went over here. Unless that piece went there. No, I think this piece might have went there, Wesley. No, it didn't. It was sewed at the top. This piece went over here for sure. See where it was sewed? Right there. I just got to, all I got to do is just fold it over on the back side. Hey y'all, I wish we could do that. I mean, if I knew exactly how to do it, I would do it and edit it and speed it up and all this kind of crap where you wouldn't have to sit through it and watch it. But if you're trying to learn it, it's pretty important to know how long it's going to take you. So there's that. Once I sewed this piece right here on, basically done. That needs to go up under that edge. I could have made that a little longer, I guess. This does go up under that folded lip. Right here, right here. Okay, this cover right here, as far as the cover is done, but the to be able to put it on, the foam on the seat it's messed up. So what we can do is put a little piece of the foam on that seat and put this cover on real quick. You don't want to pack no cotton in there or nothing like that. We're just going to cut it out like this right here. Let me see. I'll get a piece of foam back here. Get it to fit. If I can find a piece. That might work. Okay, I cut this piece right here like that. Just shaved it off. What I'm gonna do is stick it like this right in here. Make it fit. Trim it down, smooth it up. Okay, just like that. A little bit of air pressure will speed it up. It don't have to be hot to dry. There we are. Take my bread cutter. Hey y'all, whatever works. If it works good, use it. If it don't work good, get you something else. All right. Trying to make it stay. Normally I just let it dry, but that's up. I'm gonna save a little time right here. I wonder why they always want me to carve the turkey, Wes.
I told you I'm gonna put you in the turkey carving contest if I ever find one.
That's very, very close. Okay. You can tell it's close. It needs to be closed. We're gonna come right here. I was gonna cut the holes out up here. I was gonna cut them out because I thought, you know, that the cover was close. But sometimes if you go ahead and cut them holes out before you know 100% where they're at, if that cover is moved a little bit, it can cause you a bunch of problems later. Thought about cutting them. I do want to cut them that way, but damn, I just don't know, man. You know what I mean? What if I cut them in the wrong spot? Have to start over. We usually use some spray. It's a silicone spray that you can put on here. It'll slide it on, man, like butter's on it. On it with. But we don't have none. I'm checking to see where the holes are. I still want to cut them holes. I'm just wanting to make positively sure where they're at. Okay. That is a gamble for real. Okay. That's a gamble. If I got to resew this thing, I'm gonna be able to see it.
You know how our week is going.
Uh-oh, don't say that. It ain't right. We'll blame it on YouTube. Holy crap, it ain't right. No, it is. Okay. Right here. Got a piece of wire. It ain't like two hard rings hold it on.
Yeah, they're right here.
All right, we'll change the listing, put new listing in it. Not that that takes a whole lot to hold it down. I didn't explain it. I did line that up right there with them lines right here. I lined it up where it would be in the center. All right, so we got a board that goes up in here.
And it's got a piece of metal, it goes up on it.
Yeah, y'all can see that little pocket right there. It goes right in here. Wesley, did I sew it in right? I got to hold that apart to get it in there because it's real tight. Just like that. Hey y'all, it's getting late.
Jokes like that at this point in the stage ain't funny.
Wesley didn't like it.
We don't need to be redoing anything at this stage.
We got our little push in. Oh, it goes up in the metal slot on it.
Yeah, it's got. You'll have to look up in there.
Oh, you got the.
I'm looking.
I got it.
No, I'm looking for the push in. You see the little metal piece it rode under?
Mm-hmm. Damn, this thing don't like us, Wes. It didn't want to be covered. It wanted to stay dirty. These things are 1995. They still working pretty good.
I'm surprised they come out. I was expecting them to break.
Yeah. Don't speak too fast. There it went. Damn, it wasn't on the hat right. It covered that board, didn't it?
Yeah.
Just like that. Okay. These J channels can like give you a fit sometimes. Pulling them, getting them just right, pulling it down. You see all that? Got to come down. You know they're right because it was on there once before. There's that pocket we was talking about. Back in '79, that's what people hid their weed. Wasn't it, Wes? Back in 1979. Hell, they don't care now. They ride around and you can't even ride down the road without it stinking up the whole doggone out the car. Their car will make your car.
You need a pick or a screwdriver. Or...
Oh no. Remember Nancy said, "Man, I'd hate you to pull my hair."
Mm-hmm.
Shit, I believe it. With what's going on right here, that's pretty tight. It's still got to go that much from there to there. So she gonna be pretty tight. Damn. Play a song with that. That's tighter than banjo string. Okay. There we go. It is pretty tight. That right there, what was it went there?
There's a metal bracket that mounts to that, and the bracket goes through with screws from the backside.
We got to take it back and loose.
No, they mount to that. The bracket mounts to that, and then they come. Yeah, you do. Yeah, for the backside.
I'm gonna let Wesley take that back and loose. Where's the the headrest? Ain't done yet. Do we have the little push ins for it?
Yeah, I got them.
We're gonna show you what it looks like before we get to that. I mean, we ain't got the headrest done, but we'll show you what it looks like.
Those.
Yeah. Inside there, you see that long one and that little short one? And then there's kind of just a little short one. You can take your finger and feel. All right. That one's only got one little notch, so I know this one goes over here. If you were to break these, your chances of finding that right there would be slim. Okay. Whoops. Hey.
So it was like that when it come in the shop.
Y'all see how quick Wesley said that?
I took them apart. I didn't have the seatbelt either.
If you ain't got little fingers, you take a hook like this right here and you kind of pull that over that to where to go down in into the slot like that. And just pull it up, work it up just like that. Okay. Let's get the bottom west, and we're just gonna show them what it looks like, because we're not gonna go through all that pulling it back apart on a video. Set that one right there down. All right, this is what the seat right here looks like. We already ended this thing about two hours.
Three.
Okay, he said it's already in 3.
Not counting yesterday's 2.5.
Yeah. You see these lines right here? They're supposed to line up. Then they do. They line up. This right. The cover was once like one piece. I think it looks better this way. A little. You can tell a little bit more went into it. Where's your armrest? Here's the armrest. This is the way it goes. It goes right in there. It locks in. Just like that. You take that little handle and it pulls down just like that. And we did change that, so that's going to be a whole lot softer. That's the way it goes. All right, and then the tracks. We did clean the tracks up. We cleaned all this stuff right here up. When the guy picks it up, according to what it looked like before, he should be real happy with it. Thanks, everybody, for sticking around. I mean, I know everybody's popped in and popped out, but if I can figure out how to go back and edit these videos and trim them down and just kind of get or speed them up, I'm gonna do that, and or pay somebody to do it. But anyway, likes, thumbs up. Thank you for viewing, and as always, see you next time.